Hello, everyone. This is Letao, your astrologist and your spiritual counselor. Thank you very much for joining this pick a card reading. Today, we're going to do your new moon in Libra pick a card reading. And at the beginning of this video, I have provided with you guys 3 different options for you to choose from. We have option number 1, the wild huntress, Atalanta, and pile number 2, her name is Helen, and she is a queen of Sparta, the most beautiful woman in the world. And number 3, the woman in black dress, her name is Medea, and she appeared in the famous mythological story, The Golden Fleece, also known as Jason and the Argonauts. So take a little bit of time and look at the 3 options provided for you. You can meditate on them a little bit and choose the one that you feel most resonate with. Today, we're going to use Oracle of the Mythic Heroes and Oracle of the Celestial Deities together, combined with some tarot cards pool and also other Oracle decks. Now, with all that being said, let's get started with your pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. Thank you very much for joining this reading session. You have chosen the Wild Huntress Atalanta. Now, let's get straight into the reading. Now, first of all, we're going to pull 1 card from Oracle of the Celestial Deities, and just to check which celestial deity that resonates with your current energy the most. All right, pile number 1. You have got the energy of Pan. Okay, so we're going to put that in the center. Continue, we're going to pull 3 tarot cards from the Mythic Tarot, right, to get a little bit extra guidance. We're going to give it a thorough shuffle. One more shuffle. Very good. Okay. Universe, please provide us some guidance for pile number 1. Your first card is the Hanged Man. Number 2, you have the High Priestess. And number 3, we have got the Devil card. Wow, interesting. So one of the things that actually we can see in here is all of the 3 cards are major arcana. Definitely there's something quite significant in terms of your spiritual message, but I will review this to you very soon. Now continue, we're going to pull 1 card from the Star Code Oracle. Okay, we're going to pull just 1 card for pile number 1. Your card is 8th house, mystery. So funny. High Priestess with mystery. Are you kidding me? This is very, very funny. All right. Be patient with me. I will explain this to you very soon. Now, we're going to pull 1 card also from Oracle of the Mythic Heroes. And let's see what's the guidance for us. Okay, just give it a thorough shuffle. All right. Group number 1. Okay, what's the guidance for group number 1? Psyche, transformation. You get a lot of Scorpio energy here, to be honest. Yeah, group number 1. Maybe some of you guys are Scorpios, or maybe your moon sign or rising sign is Scorpio, or maybe you have a lot of planet placement in the 8th house. We got literally the 8th house, and we got Psyche, Scorpio in transformation. Very interesting. 1 last card we're going to pull from this beautiful deck. Okay, now because we're looking at new moon in Libra, and what is interesting is this month we're also going to see a solar eclipse, also a lunar eclipse. Yeah, and we're having the sun in conjunction with the south node, which is usually a symbol of release. So let's have a look what you need to release or what you need to surrender. Now the card for you is surrender your addictions. This card with the Devil card, definitely what this is. Okay, now group number 1. The message is a little bit intense for you guys, but I would have a lot of good advice for you guys, and don't worry, I'm here with you. First of all, you've got Pan sitting here twice. If you look at the card in the middle, if you also look at the card on the right-hand side on the bottom, these 2 figures are the same. In Mythic Tarot, the Devil card is actually depicting Pan, which is also the first card you chose. What does that mean? Okay, In ancient Greek mythology, Pan is a god of mountains and trees. He is actually a deity, right? He protects the nature. He looks a little bit like a goat. However, a lot of religious people, particularly Christians, don't really like him. And the reason is because he resembles, the image of the devil. As some of you already know, in Christianity, the devil looks like a goat, right? They have horns and things like that. So, when specifically when Christian people are going for a hike, right, when they're in the mountains, if they see Pan, they will scream and they will run away. They will shout, they'll be like, "Oh my God, I just saw the devil, run away," right? But Pan is not the devil. He's actually a god. He's the one protecting our nature, protecting the ecology. So sometimes Pan sitting in the first house is talking about our inner fear, our anxiety, right? Our fear of certain things that would happen to us and then we wouldn't be able to deal with. Sometimes it's the other way around. It's that we're so afraid that certain things maybe will never happen for us. For example, this could be about literally a relationship concern. If some of you are single, this could be about us being worried. Will I ever have it? Am I missing out on my opportunities? Or this could be about us worrying about things that would happen to us. For example, am I going to lose my relationship? Am I going to be alone in the future? Sometimes this could also be dealing with other, work or, relationship issues. Take what resonates with you. But what I really want group number one to reflect on is what is your deep inner fear and what is your anxious thoughts that is really bothering you at this period of time. Now, because you've got this Pan card sitting together with the eighth house and the psyche transformation, I do feel that perhaps there's a lot of hidden issues or hidden let's say information, right? So maybe you could have been experiencing this energy for quite a long time and you haven't been able to just put a finger on it and really understand what is actually happening. Perhaps there could also be a part of us just that is just running away from dealing with those fear and dealing with those hidden information. Because eighth house has mystery, so this does tell you that there are certain things you are not seeing yet at this moment. Also, with the High Priestess below the pen, High Priestess is also a card showing the hidden information yet to know, yet to be revealed, but it will be revealed to you soon. So I think that there could be something that is happening in your life at this moment that you're not seeing, and thus that could further contribute to that fear, right? As you can tell, if we are not really sure what is happening, what's going on, what's happening behind the scenes, naturally we might sit there and imagine all different kind of scary scenarios in our own minds, right? Now, because you got psyche transformation there, this is a very, very important message, specifically with the devil below that. This combination is telling you that there's something that you must know how to let go of, how to release, whether this is about an unhealthy connection, an unhealthy expectation, a toxic environment, certain psychological patterns that have never worked out for you, but we tend to be attached to that because it's habitual, right? If you know what I mean. So the devil card at the end, it really is telling you that we have to excavate those hidden things that are detrimental to us, specifically with the high priestess, because high priestess is something very subconscious. So this could be about some kind of bad habits that we're not even aware that we tend to do that a lot, which creates a lot of stuck feelings and unhappy feelings. Now, I don't think this is something that is very, obvious on the surface. For example, let's say someone has a bad habit, right? They just keep eating chocolate, right? I don't think this is something that obvious because a high priestess is something that is a little bit secretive. So it's a little bit like the way we deal with things, with the way we react to things, right? It's almost already something that is built in within us, and it's a habit. And we do that a lot, right? Specifically if it leads to some kind of negative patterns or emotion, but we are not aware that we're doing that, if you know what I mean. So the transformation on top is really telling you that this is time to release that. It's time to end that. What is interesting about the psyche picture, if you can look closer at the picture on the screen, this is her on the boat descending into the underworld. And the man behind her is driving the boat, and his name is Charon. And he's a famous man who is guarding the door of the underworld. And if you give him a coin, he will drive you right through the river Styx to the entrance of the underworld. And in this story, Psyche was given a task. The goddess Venus told her that if you want to marry my son, if you want to be with my son Cupid forever, you must descend into the underworld and fetch the jewelry box from the goddess of the underworld, Persephone. If you fail to do that, you're not going to marry my son. Okay, I'm not going to allow this marriage to happen. And so one of the interesting things about this journey is that Psyche is not a goddess. This girl sitting on the boat, she's a mortal. And in mythology, mortals are not allowed to descend into the underworld. And the underworld is where Pluto, the god, or Persephone, the goddess of underworld, resides. Or for mortals, they have to die. And then their soul would descend into the underworld and wait for their transformation or reincarnation for the next life. Now, this picture depicting Psyche bravely entering the underworld shows that she's courageous, shows that she knew that by taking this challenge, maybe she will never be able to come back to the upper world. And what does that mean? It means that she's facing the risk of death. So this combination with the devil card really tells you that sometimes in order for us to break through that addiction, that a negative emotional cycle or certain things that we so feel attached to that we can't just get out of it. Sometimes it requires us to relinquish certain things. Sometimes we need to know that we can't hold on to everything in our life and hoping that then we transform, right? Transformation sounds a very glamorous and beautiful thing, but it requires a lot of letting go, requires a lot of effort for us to put things, underground, right? To bury them and forever you say goodbye to them. Specifically, the first tarot card on the left side corner, we have got the Hanged Man. What do you think this card is saying to you? The man that is being hanged upside down there, his name is Prometheus. The reason why he was being punished like this was because he stole fire. He wanted to give fire to human beings, right? In order to bring civilization to them. Because as you know, we need fire to have, to know how to cook, from eating raw meat to eating, more civilized, food, and from, using just raw materials to, forging metal, right? And so we need heat, we need fire in many, many different ways to develop our human society. But because Zeus has kept fire from human for many, many years, and so there was no civilization. Prometheus, he knew that in order to bring civilization to the world, he must risk this sacrifice. He must sacrifice himself and let himself hang there as a punishment. But then human being will know how to use fire. So I do feel that there's a very strong theme in terms of sacrifice as well. But I want you to fundamentally understand that this is not really a sacrifice you do for other people. This is a sacrifice that you make for your own happiness. This is a sacrifice or the change that you must bring into your life in order for you to bring the so-called civilization or enlightenment into your life, into the future. Every single card that we are putting out, group number 1, who have chosen Atalanta, is really telling you that this is a period of time where you need to pluck up your courage, go through that transformation, go through that letting go process, and be very, very rational about what is no longer needed in your life. Is it a specific relationship? Is it a specific attitude that you have in your life? Is it a specific habitual thinking pattern that you tend to be attached to? Okay, so there's a lot of sort of like, releasing energy there. Now, finally, we're going to go up to the first card on top, which is called Surrender Your Addictions. I'm just going to read this for you, okay? Because you might not be able to see the detailed, wording on the screen. The card says, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, please take action to begin to heal the addiction and to replace it with healthier alternatives. One thing that I also feel, to be honest, about addiction is that it's one of the most difficult things for us to deal with, actually, because when it comes to addiction, if we explain this from a scientific perspective, it's about It's about we are chasing that sense of dopamine, if you know what I mean. Because when I'm addicted to certain things, it means that I somehow feel good when I do it, or it's easy for me, right? Just to rely on that, right? And I'm not thinking about the consequences, or even if I know the consequences, I still cannot control myself. Now, for both these two scenarios, I feel that this could apply to different viewers, right? I'm sure there are a lot of people who are watching group number one. Now, one of the best ways for me to deal with, for example, addiction, things like that, is you need to have very healthy friendships around you. What I notice is that sometimes chasing dopamine is not because we really need that thing, whether it's a kind of substance or it's a kind of behavior that we have, or this could be about some kind of emotional pattern that we keep stuck in. Sometimes it's just because we're lonely. We're so lonely that we need a little bit extra, comfort or love or validation, or we just want to feel good at that moment, right? To overcome that moment of depression. And so what I do feel about this period of time is, guys, you need to have some friendships. You need to go out. You need to surround yourself with positive people who have you in their best interest, right? In their heart. Now, one last thing I want to mention is come back to the center card Pan. He's also telling the same thing. If you know who Pan is, right? In mythology, he will dance, he will sing, and he would have a lot of fun, right? He's not someone who is depressed and kind of like, trapped himself in the darkness and hoping that things will just change for him. Pan also has a lot of friends. He's friends with all the rabbits, foxes, birds in the forest, right? And they dance together, they stand in a circle, right? They celebrate. So definitely, I would say this is a period of time for group number one to also sort of like, by using your social skills, bringing the right type of people to you. Now, some of you guys might say, but I don't have friends. But that's the point. Perhaps you need to make new friends. Perhaps you need to join new circles. Perhaps you need to take some actions to break through that energy that I don't have certain things, or I don't have friends to support me, or I can't break through this. And this is a point of our healing process, isn't it? Thank you very much, group number one. I hope everything goes well for you during this new moon in Libra cycle. And I look forward to seeing you guys very soon in the next reading. See ya. Group number two, hello. Thank you very much for joining this reading session. You have picked group number two, which is the Queen of Sparta, Helen. She's also considered the most beautiful woman in the world. Nice choice. So now, with all that being said, let's get started with your reading. First of all, we're going to pull one card from Oracle of the Celestial Deities. We're going to check your general energy for group number two. Just one card, Vesta, the goddess of home and hearth. Beautiful. Then we're going to go to the three tarot cards from the tarot deck. We're going to give it a thorough shuffle. Yeah. All right. Group number two. Helen, what have you got? The Lovers. The Fool. Wow, today, all major arcanas, you guys. Crazy. High Priestess. Okay. Interesting. Okay. The first group, right, that reading that we just did, also three cards, all major arcanas. I can really feel that today's reading is very kind of like karmic, you know what I mean? Yeah, because of course, we're doing this new moon in Libra reading for this cycle, and we're having the solar eclipse this month, the South Node and the Sun conjunction, the very much karmic and fatal energy there, right? It's crazy. Okay. Now, we're going to pull one card from the Star Code Oracle. Okay. Just one card. Please, universe, give us guidance and wisdom. The South Node passed. Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay. Now, we're also going to pull a card from Oracle of the Mythic Heroes as a general guidance. Gonna give it a quick shuffle. I'm gonna shuffle. Yep. Your universe, please provide us some wisdom and guidance for group number two, please. Love. You've got love and lovers, okay? So definitely for some of you guys, this is about relationship energy, okay? Now, finally, we're gonna pull one card from this final beautiful oracle deck. Okay. We're gonna give it a good shuffle. Okay. Universe, please provide us some guidance and wisdom for group number 2. What's the highest energy there? Surrender to success. You're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And how fun is this? And you literally have got a full card at the bottom. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Group number 2. Okay. Now, first of all, you start your energy with Vesta, right? Now, let me explain a little bit what this energy is about and why this deity is here for you, sitting in the center. In ancient Roman mythology, Vesta is a goddess of home and hearth. If you actually visit Rome these days in the center, which is a very famous touristy spot, yeah, it's called the ancient forum, the ancient Roman Forum, yeah. And in among all the ruins, you're going to see the temple of Vesta. Still, there are a few pillars there, a few rocks there, right? You can still see that. Vesta is talking about our center, our sacred temple within us. For example, in history, and when we talk about the Vesta temple, this is about purity. This is about, rituals. This is about how loyal you are towards your core and towards your soul, and not let other people's opinions or let other people's attitude contaminate you or sway you left and right and back and forth. So first of all, Vesta is very much about that kind of sacred sanctuary that you are going to create and you should create for yourself. For some of you guys, this could be about drawing certain boundaries, right? What is important to you, right? And what is not. And for the things that should not be in your way, you need to clean them out of your system. Vesta is also about purifying your life and simplifying your life. So a little bit like similar to what I said earlier, listen to your own inner voice instead of being distracted by everyone else's voice or everyone else's expectations towards you. Now, you have got the South Node and the love next to it. Now, for some of you guys, if you are, for example, concerned about a love situation or you have gone through a very difficult time, right, in love, the South Node is your path and something that you must learn how to release. And love is pretty much about love, right? The sacrifice that you have been making for love, the compromises that you have been making for love. Now, these three cards sitting together is very much telling you that you need to walk away from any unhealthy relationships in the past. And if you are kind of like still in the relationship, but you have a lot of doubts about it, you have a lot of sort of like, this is just, it doesn't feel right, right? This is really telling you that you are very right about that. And so you need to learn how to stay away from your past patterns. Perhaps this is not the first time you experience something similar to this, or this is not the first time you experience this similar feeling that someone who has made you. Okay. Now, these two cards really sitting together with Vesta tells you that this is time for you to really look at into a relationship and love and be like, okay, what is this about? Whether this is working out for me or not. And if it's not working out for me, the most important thing is the next step is how am I going to completely cut this out of my life? Now, this is one of the most important things that I want to see, what I want to say. With the tarot cards at the bottom, again, three major arcanas, very powerful, very comic, and very strong. The Lover's card is literally talking about you making choices in your mind. What do you want to choose? On this picture, we're seeing Aries holding a golden apple, and he's facing three goddesses, Hera, Aphrodite, and Minerva or Pallas Athena. And she's thinking, okay, which one is the most beautiful goddess and which one I should give the golden apple to? If you love the story, absolutely, I would recommend you guys to do some research about this myth, right? The story is called The Judgment of Paris. Now, in this very interesting story, we're seeing actually Paris making that basically life decision, right? And because in the later story that his decision actually led to 10 years Trojan War and millions of people died, right? And so this picture is really telling you that at the end of the day it's all up to you. However, because you've got the South Node on top of this Lover's card, I would definitely say when you make this decision you have to learn from your past. whatever that was a little bit habitual to you, whatever when you were younger, you just tend to go into it, you just tend to, okay, I do this, right? And is this the right way to do things? Is this the right way for you to make choices, right? So this Lover's card with the also definitely tells you that do not fall back into the old patterns that you have always been in. Then, lovely, we have got the Fool. The Fool is really talking about taking that leap of faith and jumping to the new chapter in your life. The Fool, it's not something you already know. It's not something that you have already done, and it's not something that you have already experienced. Remember, on top, what card you have got? Surrender to success. And literally, it says, leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. You know what I mean? Pile number two, this is not the time for you to be, still stay in your comfort zone, stay in the world that you still are familiar with, even though it is extremely dissatisfactory. I think this is time for you to really take a leap of faith into something completely new, right? This either it's about maybe try a new way of living your life. If you are someone who has always been very attached to relationship and you can't be single, perhaps it's a time for you to actually draw that boundaries and create a happy life with just being who you are for now. And if this is about other things, maybe this is about how you deal with your relationship with your family or certain, friends or, whatever people that we're talking about. Again, this is a general reading. It doesn't have to be about a specific lover, but I do feel that this is a little bit like telling you to go into a new cycle, reestablish new rules and new regulations and new boundaries there, and really live your life sticking to that. Then finally, we've got the High Priestess. And also what is interesting is got a love on top of High Priestess, right? I feel that this is telling you that if you are thinking, but what if I leave the old relationship, which is not good for me, which I already know, but um, what if I don't have anything else in the future? I don't want to be alone, right? I know this is bad for me. I know spending time with this person, this friend, or this family member is not healthy for me. I know this, but I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be, miserable, right? This love and high priestess tells you that there's a good news for you. This tells you that new love will be in the horizons, but at this moment, you won't be able to see it yet. And one of the biggest reason is because the universe is waiting for you to take that leap of faith and make that decision first. And then the love messages will be revealed to you. If you study tarot, you know High Priestess is always talking about information that is hidden from you, but it will be revealed to you later. And the love card definitely is talking about how much love we give and how much love we receive. Now, one of the things I also feel about this love card, it says Pyramus and Thisbe, right? Now, if you know the story between these two guys, it's kind of interesting because this is a little bit like the original version of Romeo and Juliet. Actually, I think Shakespeare created Romeo and Juliet based on this ancient Greek classical mythology story. Now, in Romeo and Juliet, you already know that they killed each other for each other, right? Oh, sorry, they didn't kill each other. They killed themselves for each other because that's the way how they show they love each other. And some of you guys may have been doing that figuratively, in your relationships with someone, either as a boyfriend, a family member, or someone. You just never draw boundaries there. You keep sacrificing and you hope that they will also be able to reciprocate. This love card tells you that it's important that you know that sacrifice is not a bad thing. Yeah, we're not saying that you shouldn't sacrifice for love because right, love is a splendid thing, right? We all need love, and I hope there's more love in the world, but it has to be mutual. Okay. If you are like a Pyramus and Thisbe, if you are stabbing yourself with a knife, are they going to appreciate it, or they're just gonna be like gonna walk away and be like, you do that, I'm fine. Right. So I think when it comes to love, specifically also with the South Node, the past, I think there's some kind of past lessons for us to learn about how to create and how to maintain and build a healthy sense of love. What is healthy relationship? And what is the right thing for us to do, right? In order for us to draw in that thing that is really gonna be long lasting and gonna be sustainable, and it's also going to be authentic for you. There's going to be a lot of success waiting for you, specifically with the card on top. Now, for this group, if you are wondering, hey, Letao, I picked group number 2. I'm not thinking about love whatsoever. I'm not interested in love. I'm actually thinking about a business that I want to build. Again, this whole energy is talking about how you stay away from the old patterns and the old habits, and so that you can take a leap of faith into new adventures, a new way of doing things, right? New connections. This love card in the career reading sometimes is talking about how you bring relationship with the people either you work with, or maybe between you and your clients, or between you and your business partner, right? So apply that to your career energy anyway. All right. Now, again, thank you so much for joining this reading. By the way, there's one more message I want to say to you. The South on the card has number 33 on it, which is actually a master number. And then for the love card, we have got number 34. So 33 and 34, these two numbers might be significant to you. All right. Also, the number 33 on top of the lovers card in tarot is number 6. 33 is 6, right? So again, there's a very strong sense of sensitivity and expression energy related to your situation, right? Love, how to deal with people, relationships, reciprocation, all these kind of things might come to focus when you're analyzing your psychology. And I hope that this reading will be able to provide you some useful guidance and help. I wish you all the best, sending you guys a lot of love, group number 2, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next session. Hello, group number 3. Thank you very much for joining this video. You have picked the number 3 card, which has a girl in the beautiful black dress. Her name is Medea from the famous mythological story, The Golden Fleece, also known as Jason and the Argonauts. We're going to talk about her story a little bit if it's related to your reading later, depending on the cards. But with all that being said, let's get straight into the reading. First of all, we're going to use Oracle of the Celestial Deities, and let's just check which deity resonates with your energy, okay? Just one card. Wow, Medusa, okay. So we're going to leave it in the center, and we're going to pull one card. Oh, sorry, 3 cards from the mythic heroes. Let's see what's the guidance there. Okay. Just 3 cards, okay? Dear universe, oh, something jumped out. We'll take this as a first card. Wow, beautiful, the star. I love this, Medusa with the star. You guys are breaking through something, okay? Now the second card, Ace of Sword, again, breaking through with your rationality and clear thinking. Love this. Star with the Ace of Sword, wow, this is something very clear cut. Finally, the King of Pentacles, okay. Now, we're going to pull one card from our Star Code Oracle. Okay. Just one card. Retrograde review. Okay. Definitely. Medusa, of course. What do you deal with Medusa, right? Review, reflection. That's exactly what this is. And one card from Oracle of the Mythic Heroes. Going to pull, oh, something jumped out. We're going to use that. Okay, so that card says Odysseus strategy. Okay. Finally, we're going to pull one card from top. Okay. Let's check the highest energy above you. Okay. Your universe, please provide us some guidance and wisdom for group number 3. What do they need to know at this moment? Wow. Surrender to your addictions. It's very funny. Group number 1 also put this card. I mean, guys, I've got a lot of cards in here. You see me shuffle, right? But let's just pull one more. Yeah, I do feel that there's some kind of, because with Medusa energy, there could be some kind of, stay in our past tendency, that kind of energy. But let's just get one more. Oh, we got, wow, too many. That's too many. Okay, so we're going to shuffle them. And we're just going to pull one card from what I feel like. Okay, so I feel like actually, I feel like both these two. Which one do I feel like? This one, okay? Surrender to joy. Beautiful. Okay. So, group number 3. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the general energy with Medusa in here. Now, Medusa energy usually is talking about a period of time where we must go through a little bit self-reflection. Specifically with the retrograde card, it literally says review. Do you see that on the left side of Medusa? Retrograde with Medusa, sometimes it could be about you maybe hitting a little bit like a slow pace at this moment, right? Maybe you have certain things you want to see, moving forward quickly, but somehow it's just not happening for you yet. And so, all of you guys know, for example, when Mercury is going retrograde, we tend to, things tend to get delayed, right? Plans tend to get disrupted, right? Or, the things you want to do might, just not be able to be done on time. So it could be, talking about that kind of, timing being a little bit delayed at this moment. But most importantly, this retrograde review with Medusa is asking you to change your perspective, to look at your situation from a different way. Specifically because you do have got this card called Odysseus, strategy next to you. Now on this card, Odysseus is on the boat. You can see there's thunder behind him. There is lightning behind him, and the water, the ocean is rough. So he's kind of like sailing in this a little bit kind of like a difficult time, right? Difficult, weather, and he's trying to navigate his way through. And the keyword says strategy. So I do feel that, because strategy, this card has nothing to do with emotion. This is more about using your intelligence, right? To make decisions about what you want to do, at what timing to do what, right? So how to strategize this and how to be a little bit more intellectual about this rather than being just purely emotional and being kind of like being trapped in our own feelings, if you know what I mean. So the Medusa with Odysseus and with retrograde definitely tells me, this combination tells me that this is a period of time when we need to use our rationality more than just our emotion, right? How our feelings, right? And, just feel that, I can't do this, I can't change this, no opportunities for me, or whatever that is. Because I think that with Medusa, also the card on top, surrender your addictions. Sometimes, these kind of negative feeling or the negative emotion we have can be very habitual, right? So it's not something that just, we do, that we decide that we are going to behave like that, where we decide that we're going to feel like that. This could be about something that I just naturally, maybe, some of us are just emotional people, right? Some of us, we tend to deal with a situation from the perspective of feelings rather than, a rationality, right? Or logics. Now, what is interesting is on the below you, you got three very, very interesting tarot cards. You start with the card Star. Star is a card of guidance. Star is something that you see at the dark night, but they are the one that is shining in the sky, right? Giving you the guiding light. The star card is beautiful because, star is something that you will look up to, you will watch at nighttime, specifically, let's say if you're lost, in the mountains, how do you find home? You look for Polaris. If you can find Polaris, that's the north, right? And okay, so where is home? If I can keep walking towards north, maybe I'll be able to reach home. And so the star card is, at the highest level, is talking about healing, is talking about finding your hope again, finding guidance again, and know that the sun is going to rise very soon. So I like this energy for you in the first card, in the first position. I think this card is saying that even though you might be feeling a little bit stuck at this moment, but there's a deep sense of you knowing that, but there is hope. Good things will come to you. Good things will happen for you, right? So I would definitely say with the star card, Medusa and the retrograde, these three cards connected on the corner. I feel that through that kind of reflection and review, you will be able to see your current situation from a different perspective. And that could bring you that sense of hope, right? Which is represented by the star card. And then you go to the Ace of Sword. Now, Ace of Sword is talking about clear thinking, decisions, right? Sometimes this card is sitting together with the King of Pentacles. This could even be talking about a very clear, intelligent decision or contract or a conversation between you and the man in your life. Now, for some of you guys, this could be about a business deal, right? A job employment offer. This could be about some kind of collaboration that you want to do. If you guys are thinking about relationship, this could be about the very clear-cut communication that you will be able to have with the King of Pentacles. Now, because we got strategy, King of Pentacles and Ace of Swords sitting together, now I just want to let you guys know, when you are ready to have this conversation with this King of Pentacles guy in your life, either this, doesn't matter, yeah, whether he's a relationship person, boyfriend or a husband, or maybe he's your boss, or he's maybe someone that, a business partner, an investor, whatever this King of Pentacles is. When you're having this conversation with this person, you need to have this conversation based on rationality. Do not bring negative emotion into it. Do not have this, if you know what I mean. Let's put it this way, we all have emotion, yeah. So emotion is just a very natural part of human being a human, right? We have feelings, right? But it's very, very important that you don't talk through that emotion, meaning that, sometimes when you don't like someone or when you have negative feelings about someone, even before you talk to them, the attitude is already shown. It's a little bit like, oh, I don't like you, right? Or, oh, you did this to me, right? That's why I hate you. It's a little bit like that kind of thing. So even before we're going to the intellectual discussion, the attitude is already bad. And so this strategy, King of Pentacles and Ace of Swords, definitely tells you that the most important thing for you is to tackle this issue or to negotiate with this person from the point of view of your rationality, from the point of view of fact. Talk about the facts, not the feelings. Okay, this is very, very important. I see something here, right? Now, of course, this King of Pentacles could be someone with earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, but also because a lot of the cards actually around it are in air signs. The star is Aquarius, Ace of Swords is air sign, is an air sign, and Odysseus, this card is ruled by Libra. So I do feel that this person could be maybe he has some personal planets in earth signs, but also this King of Pentacles also carries a lot of air signs. So Aquarius, Libra, and also Gemini. Okay. Now, this is one of the most important thing. Now, come back to this surrender to your addiction card, right? Earlier, I said group number one also picked this card. So kind of interesting. Maybe you should also watch group number one, right? If you resonate with the first picture, Atalanta. This addiction is usually, of course, sometimes it's really talking about an actual addiction. But from what I'm seeing here, this is usually talking about an old and subconscious thing that we tend to do, right? It's not something that, it doesn't have to be about drugs, right? Alcohol, right? Sometimes it's just about something that we always, fall back on because it's our habit. Like, for example, let's say maybe we pout, right? Or we are, we become moody, right? Or we can't control our emotion, right? This kind of thing. Sometimes these things can be a very habitual thing, and it's very difficult for us to fix because it's almost like, naturally we just go into that thing, right? And we behave in that way. So first of all, that's the part that you need to change. Now, the other thing is the extra card that we put up for you says surrender to joy. And I love this card. Why? Let me read this card for you, okay? A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. I think this card tells you that it's important that we always have the right attitude to deal with our situation. And it doesn't matter whether you are being in a completely, blissful situation or you're in a very challenging time. And remember, I said when you're having a conversation, when you're dealing with this King of Pentacles from the point of view of fact, right? This is talking about you're focusing on your neutrality, right? You're being neutral, you're being, factual, and you're not, focusing on the negative emotion. You're not focusing on the negative side of the things. Maybe there are problems to solve. Maybe there are boundaries to draw. Maybe there are things to talk about, to tell each other, what is right and what is wrong. But it doesn't mean that we have to put a lot of personal feelings and personal attitude into it. And I also feel that for the Medusa people, it's very important that you can look at your life in general from the perspective of, that there are a lot more beautiful things. There are a lot of joy in front of you as well. Sometimes I feel Medusa energy sitting in the middle could be about us having a lot of amazing things in our lives, but we can't see it, or we might take it for granted. And so we're only focusing on the things that are not going in our way. Perhaps there's only 10% things not going well, 90% are going well, but all we see is that 10% and why they're not going well and why we're unhappy and why we're upset with those things. So with this surrender to joy card, I definitely feel that this is a period of time when we can also shift our perspectives and just be just appreciate and just love, the joy and love the good things, the good friends, the good families, with the good relationships, with a good career, with the good money that we're being blessed with. There has to be a lot of things that we're given. All right. So, and I think with that kind of balanced thinking, this new moon in Libra energy um, will also work very, very well for you. Okay. Thank you so much, group number 3, who have chosen Medea. I wish you all the best, sending you a lot of love, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next reading. So yeah, hello, all the groups. Again, a big thank you to all of you guys who are watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed the reading and you find this helpful and also useful for this coming month. If you loved and enjoyed this reading session, please, please, please remember to subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it with the people you love. Remember, it's always important to spread that love and circulate that love to the world, right? Our world needs more love. Again, big thank you to all of you guys, and see you guys very soon in the next session. Sending you a lot of blessings. Bye.